I'm training for my 57th marathon, and running is an important part of my life. I had no idea that I could ever be a candidate for a stroke. I just don't have the risk factors. I seem to do all the right things. On July 27th of 2021, I was sitting in an easy chair watching gymnastics on the Olympics, eating an ice cream cone, and all of a sudden, my world changed. My sense of space, my vision were just off. It wasn't right. And then I started speaking to my husband, telling him I just wasn't feeling right. Maybe he should call 911. And the ambulance was here in a couple of minutes. And they took me to Kaweah Health, to the emergency room, and decided to admit me. I was very pleased with the care that I got here. The staff that I visited with, all the techs, all the MDs, therapy, very pleasant people, all wanting and willing to help. From the moment I got here, the test started. I had an MRI and a test called the bubble test. And what they did was take a saline syringe, shake it up to get it full of bubbles, inject it into my IV, and then watch the bubbles go through my heart. And they saw the bubbles take a shortcut, and that's when they knew that I had the patent foramen ovale. And it's a small hole between the atria of my heart. Everyone is born with this hole between their atria, and there's a little flap that normally closes once you're born and you start taking in outside air and you're not relying on mom for oxygenated blood. But in about 25% of the population, that hole does not close. And most people never have a problem. They never know they have it unless something does happen and they're tested for it. And I was one of those unlucky few. And that allowed a blood clot to go directly to my brain. After my stroke, my speech recovered fairly quickly. I really didn't have any limitations. I was very fortunate. I'm back to running full steam ahead, and I'm training for my 57th marathon. Everyone should take care of their body, whether they're an athlete, a non-athlete. It's the only body that you have. And don't be afraid to tell people your story, because it just might help someone else. And maybe that was my case. Maybe I heard about someone that had a stroke and remembered the symptoms that they had experienced, and that helped me get care in a very timely fashion.